Hey guys, what's going on? So we're going to be doing a tutorial today of the Stalker Online or Stay Out. We're going to be going through all the beginning sections except for the initial area here on the beach. So this is going to be for people that just downloaded it, want to know about it. I've made tutorials on the game before, but they're a couple years old at this point. So I want to go back through it again and see if there's been any updates or any changes to it to have the most current information possible for, any newcomers out there that are looking to get in or try this game out. So when you first create a character, you're going to be here at this beach where it says Stay Out. And this is where the game kind of begins for you. This is a tutorial that you're in, and you're going to have to follow this guy through this canyon, and he's going to get you to another map that's going to be the second half of the tutorial, but they don't tell you that part. That's where most people get stuck. So we're actually going to skip past this. You should be fine going through here. Most people seem to make it through this section okay. It's the second section that gets everybody hung up and they can't get past. But one thing I will say real quick, for if this is your first time playing this game or getting into it, there's a couple things that we have, like alt look. You hit tab to release your cursor so it comes up on the screen. You got all these different windows that you can pop up. Just go through, click some buttons, and you'll start figuring some stuff out. Your equipment, your gadgets, your inventory over here. You can adjust the size of this window to make it bigger in the options menu. It's interface size. You can, all this stuff, my name, my health bar, we can drag and drop all this stuff around the screen. Play with this. Your money, your weight, all that kind of stuff. Journal entries. So this tutorial is going to help you out with some of that kind of stuff. If you hit F1, it'll bring up this little menu here where we can scroll through and look at different things for helping you get into the game. But to keep things kind of short, we're going to actually skip past this section here. So take a moment, get yourself familiar with some of the controls and things like that. And we're going to jump into the little bit more difficult area of this. But yeah, so follow this guy through and let's hop over to the second part. All right, we're going to do one thing real quick before we get into it. We want to set ourselves up for some success here. So when we're creating our new character, we're going to go in here to pants. And this is really the only thing that matters. When we're setting up pants, make sure that we get the Mabuta pants, not the Gorka 1 suit pants. The Mabuta pants are a 2 gadget slot pant. The Gorka pants are only a 1 gadget slot. That's going to help us out a little bit early game when we get into it. We're going to go ahead and hit create. But the thing we're going to do besides this is, if this is your first time, you've never downloaded or played Stay Out before, this is your first run through, over here on the side we're going to see enter promo code. You come in here and then you put in Kilo Whiskey all caps, and it's going to give us, let's see here, I don't think we have to do all cap, right? Let's see here, if we just put Kilo Whiskey in, promo code not found. I guess it is case sensitive, right? All right, let's do cap lock. And let's see if that worked. Okay, so it is case sensitive. And has it been applied? Let's see. Using promo code, you will soon receive a warehouse reward. Okay. So let's see. If we go to storage. Yeah, there we go. Hit OK. And then we hit use. Hit OK. Premium. It's been added to my warehouse here. And I back out. And now, look at this. Premium increase for 7 days. So if we go ahead and we start the game, and this is cool, and make sure you do this before you like get going. I mean, more than likely you're watching this video because you've started playing and you've gotten stuck somewhere. But if you've downloaded the game within the last 7 days or so, just immediately go and do this. It's going to help you out massively. So now I'm here on the beach. And I start running. You can see that I got a star next to my name, so that means that I have a increases all gained experience for 7 days to the end. So anything I do, I'm going to get like double XP. I'm going to get double loot drops from creatures. It's going to reduce how much I have to pay to get to different areas. It's really massive for new players, and if you've just downloaded this game within 7 days, or if you got a friend that's looking to get into the game that's never played it before, you know, have them use that promo code, because it's going to help you out get started into the game pretty quick. But now back to the tutorial. All right, so here we are. We've completed the first tutorial, and now we've just stepped out and we're in the second tutorial of Lesnaya. This is where most people get hung up and have an issue. So this is what we're going to focus on in this kind of lesson here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to talk to Vladimir. You can see we get some quest updates on the side. We're seeing that our journal over here is filling out with some stuff. Make a campfire. So you see this little red icon. I got a higher resolution monitor, so it's gonna be a little bit harder for you to see this stuff. But once I click on it, the little red icon goes away. That's just to let you know that this is something new that you haven't clicked on before. Now, there's gonna be different tips in here. And again, depending on your resolution, it'll be easier or harder to see these things. We got a yellow box, and then we got another little yellow text box here. So this is actually part of the sorting. If we click on this guy down here, it'll bring up this little menu where we can actually sort out these different quests. And what most people end up getting stuck on is side quests. Instead of following main storyline quests that take you deeper into the game and get you, more into things and progression, people get hung up on a lot of side quests. And if you do all the side quests, you're going to be here for a while. We're going to come over here. We're going to talk to Vlad. He's going to give us a key to the old underground warehouse. Now you can go through and read the rest of his dialogue at your own leisure, but we're on a time limit here, so I'm just going to speed run through this. You can trade with him. I wouldn't bother. He doesn't have anything that we want. Knives, matches. This is just teaching you like how some of these trade vendors work. But don't even bother. You start off with 5,000 rubles. The goal of this game is conserve. If anybody's played like Stalker, save your ammo, save your money, and put it to better use. So we're going to go over here and we're going to equip some of our weapons. And let's equip our knife. Let's get some of our gear loaded out in our hotbar menu down here. I like to put my meds there. Bandages here. I always do medical stuff first, and then I put food items on the other end. Anti-red. We'll throw water and food over here onto the end. Now, part of our quest, we gotta open up our crafting menu, and then craft a campfire. Now, crafting this game, there are skill sets. You have to learn crafting recipes, and then this here is our crafting tree. I always go for stamina first. Pretty much every build in this game requires stamina to some degree. Our maximum level here is 150, so we can be 100, like a level 150. That's our highest, and to get to a level 150 is going to take an eternity. It took me multiple months grinding some of the hardest quests to make 150 from 120. So just going from 120 to 150 took me like a couple months, and don't worry about that right now. But I would say early game, put a bunch of your points into stamina, work on that, because you're going to be moving around a lot, upgrading your health over here on this tree. You can use your scroll wheel to actually zoom in, and you can see these icons a little bit more. And then when we click on them, it'll give us a description over here, and it's going to tell us, what this particular perk's going to do. So we did that. Let's go over here. We can interact with these water wells and get a drink. I don't believe we have a canteen with us. We just have water bottles. But if you actually have a canteen cup, one thing you can do, instead of actually clicking on this, bringing up the window and interacting with it, you can actually just open up your menu here. You can drag that item, and you'll see this will highlight in a white outline and drop your canteen onto it, and it'll fill that canteen cup up. But let's get the moving. So we're going to be heading north here to this little structure. That's in Charlie 44. It's just straight down the road. So this water tower is going to have a hatch on the base of it, and that's going to let us get into the military warehouse using the key that we just acquired by Vladimir there. Let's see, we level up again. Quick loading screen. So when we get down here, you can light a match using L. Got all these different achievements. If you want to check out your achievements, I believe that's in the equipment. So if we hit U, we come over here to achievements, and we can see we got short run, my first anomaly, let there be light. And you get points for these different achievements, and you can scroll down and see a bunch of them here. PvP status and your characteristics. One thing to note about your characteristic stats over here is all this stuff is live. So you can see that our hunger is at 53.2 and our thirst right there. And you see how it's just dropped down. Carry capacity, and then speed is 0. But as I start walking, 3.6, and when I start sprinting, 6.3. So all that stuff kind of updates. You can use that further in the game when you start getting into artifacts to learn how to adjust your character, you know, to increase your run speed with stabilizers, or your gear's bullet resistance using shields. And we just got to run through this tunnel here. We're going to find a TOZ down here. Just keep running straight. Don't worry about the side tunnels. So we should get down here, and we hit a dead end. Now we're forced to turn right. See a campfire, and there's our TOZ laying on the ground. Go ahead and pick this guy up. Equip it. Cool. We got no ammo for it, so let's go get the ammo. Continue on running to this ladder here. Now we're going to pop up into the military warehouse, look for some stashes, and grab our shotgun slugs for this TOZ. Now, you don't have to do this part of the quest. So if you're trying to do like a speed run for an alt, this is not a necessary quest. This is actually a side quest, but I always include it when I do tutorials because you're getting that free TOZ. And for early game players, especially new players, you really need it. It is possible to get through all of this stuff just using your Nagant revolver, but getting the TOZ, I would say, is always worth it. So here's our ammo box. We got our slugs. Go ahead and load up our shotgun here. Now, I'm looking around for stashes. They're pretty easy to spot. When you're new, you're not really going to know what to look for. I know what I'm looking for, and if I see one, I'll let you know. But you see how everything's kind of bland in here, and it's a lot of let's say like standard prefabs. All the stashes kind of look the same, sort of. There's different category of stashes, like trash bags and piles of boxes, and once you know what the stashes look like, you can't miss them. It can be anything from a trash bag to a pile of cans. You'll see like a little toolbox, and when you look at it, it's gonna have like a little white outline. It's pretty rare I come in here and I never get anything, not a single thing. But let's check it one more time. Sometimes it takes a minute for them to spawn, and they spawn in intervals. So if we were to actually just sit here and wait, it's not really any point to, because most of the stuff that spawns in these is garbage anyway. It's just like a basic med kit or some bandages, a jar of grease. So there's not really a point to sit here and wait for them. But they will spawn like, you got 5-minute timers, 10 and 15-minute timers for higher tier loot. So if you do see a stash pop up and you grab it, you can sit there and you can wait for it to respawn. Getting attacked by a rat right now. Correction, I'm getting shot by a rat. Yeah. Right? Yeah, shot by a rat. I don't even want them to change it at this point. I mean, this has been in the game for, you know, so many years that just leave it there now. Alright, whatever. Let's get out of this tunnel, this warehouse, and get back to the rest of the game. But now we got our TOZ, and we can get out of this part of the level. Now, I do it this way because this is the fastest way that to get out of this. There's multiple ways to get out of the tutorial. You don't have to go this particular route. There's a bunch of different factions, and you can work for different factions to get out of this area. I just personally find that doing this route that we're working on for the hucksters is the quickest and most consistent. Because if so Mr. Vladimir that we've spoken to, if we, I can't even see, I have to switch to the map once we get out. If we do the quest for Vladimir, he's got a way to get out of the map, but it requires collecting a bunch of different flowers, which is very easy. It's just you're at the mercy of if the flowers actually spawn or not. And sometimes you can collect the flowers very quickly and get out of the map pretty quick. And other times you'll be running around for 45 minutes just trying to find one flower that just, you know, refuses to spawn. So it's a very inconsistent way of getting out of the beginner area here. That's why I recommend doing something like this. And let's see, we're going back to the world here. There's also a mechanic, and then his way gives you a little bit more XP, but it's pretty intensive. So there's a mechanic over, where's he at? Over here on this road. You got to get some oil and some other things for him, a battery to get out. There's fields with anomalies in them. You have to collect artifacts, but if you don't mind, you know, you want to kind of go slow. Radiation exposure, yeah. Yeah, so my radiation down here is going up. What is this? No PvP in this one. Yeah, I know that. All right. But anyway, so there are other, you can go and you can explore other, you know, avenues to get out of here, but so this is the fastest and most consistent way. Staying here doesn't really offer you too much. When you create a new character at that screen, you know, you can have 3 characters. And I would recommend making all 3 characters immediately. So they're all going to share the same world, you know, per server. What we're doing right here is here at Echo 7-4, there's a train station. So we're going to follow this road, and we're actually going to run over here. And we're just going to run across the land. I'm just going to do all this live. This whole thing should be like 30 minutes or so. But in between, I can just explain some different things. But, let's see. I was kind of losing train of thought on myself. We don't really run into too much here. Yeah, so this, getting back to what I was saying, this map doesn't really offer much. It's a tutorial map. So you can do some of these side quests, but you're kind of just slowing your progression down. You know, most people don't put thousands upon hours into a game. With this game, you very well can. You know, if you want to see and do everything this game offers, you're looking at like 1,500 to possibly 2,000 hours in this game. If you want to go and do everything, go to all the different maps, do all the different quests. This game offers a lot. It is a massive game, and it will take you, you know, several months before you're going to get to end game status unless you pay to win. But even if you pay to win, that's and when I say pay to win, I'm talking about like buying items off the cash shop. Even if you were to do that, that's only equipment. That's not going to get you character level. It's not going to improve your player skill, and that's not going to take you further quest-wise and unlock maps. You physically have to go put in the work to do that. So you can go on the cash shop and you can try to get all the equipment you want, but the only way to level our character here up and unlock all that stuff is to do these quests, you know, physically. Let me check my character level, see if I did level up. Let me go ahead. What is that? 2 perk points? Yeah, I got 2 perk. No, I'm at level 2. All right, whatever. I have to wait till I can level up one more time. This is a water well, just like the other well that we saw back over there. We can pull water from this thing. And our station huckster is right here. This is the guy we're going to be working for to get out of the map quickly. So he's going to give us a quest where we got to get a tonic for Watchman or some medication. When we come inside the train station, this is the Watchman. He's also going to give us a quest. And we're going to do the Watchman's quest first. Once we get his quest, we're going to have to run over here to this transformer right there. And his quest is going to tell us to get some copper wire. We got to get a coil of copper wire, not a copper wire coil, but a coil of copper wire. It's like a typo thing. It could be in any of 3 spots. This TV right here, it can be, and there'll be another TV or something right here. This is actually just a stash. See how it lights up? It says cardboard box. This is just your garden variety stash. They're not all cardboard boxes. Some, there'll be a toolbox. It'll say radio parts, but that's what they'll look like. It'll actually glow. And then here we go. Old electronics. We just leveled up. Walk up there and click on that panel. Tell me what happens. Let's see. Run speed. There we go. Now we can run just a tad bit faster. Now that we got our electronics, we're going to come back over here to the station. But as you can see, the coil of copper wire. And it's just looks like any other ordinary item, right? And you see these items here, this key, this map. So if let me read this. Forgot about that. All right, there we go. I've read the note. If it's got orange next to it in this corner, that means it's a quest item. And it's you either got it from a quest or it's for a quest that you're working on. Now, when I come over here, if I talk to this guy, he's going to tell me I need a coil of copper wire, not the coil of copper wire, right? So if we look at it, it's like a coil of copper wire in this metal or wooden box, whatever this is, right? So, but if we right-click on it, it says disassemble. So let's click on that, and we're going to break this component down into a smaller piece. You can do this with a lot of different things, like these med kits. If I was to click on this and disassemble this, I have a chance of getting items from it like band-aids or hydrogen peroxide, crafting raw components. But now we have our coil of copper wire that we need for our quest item. So come over here to Watchman, and here's your wire. All right, quest complete. Now, the huckster gave us a quest to go and get a tonic for this Watchman, which is going to require us to run back over here to Vladimir. And we're going to talk to him because that guy, he's going to quest it. But he's going to craft it. When we say quest it. He's going to make the tonic for us. Now, to get the tonic, we're going to have to come over here to this swamp in Echo 5, and we're going to have to collect these flowers and do a little process. Now, before we do that, I forgot a few things. So let's go ahead and take care of these. We gotta, now that we have matches, we have to craft a campfire here. So now that I got a campfire, I already crafted a campfire and I forgot to place it. Lovely. Yeah, so here's our campfire. Right here is good enough. As long as it's green, you can craft the campfire. So, bam, our campfire is crafted. Let's throw this meat in here. Usually I do this early in the video over by Vladimir, but I forgot, so. Campfires do a lot of things. Like down here in this corner, you see these are different buffs. On your screen, it's going to be in a different location. I move it and I put it down here by clicking on it and then dragging it down. But negative debuffs, like heavy injuries or things like that, some of these can be cured just by sitting around a campfire. And it can either be a safe zone campfire or a campfire that we've crafted ourselves. And so having these things is pretty useful. You can drop it down and it'll help you with faster healing and resting. Now, just throwing straight up meat into this campfire, you can see that we're cooking it up. There are recipes you can do, and there's different pots you can get. There's like a tourist pot and an airborne pot, which is like a military mess kit. The difference between these different pots is pretty simple. One gives you a 3-charge item, and the other one gives you a 6-charge item. And what does that mean? Well, you'll see when these pieces of food finish cooking here, it'll just be a piece of meat, right? But if I was to cook a recipe using several different ingredients, I'll get a bowl. It kind of looks like a Chipotle bowl of different things. And if I cook it in an airborne flask or an airborne pot, I'm going to get a 3-charge, which is 3 use. I can eat, 3 times, get 3 uses out of it. If I do it in a tourist pot, it's a much bigger pot. It kind of looks like this here. It's a 6-charge. They're more valuable. They sell for a little bit more money, but they do require a little bit more to craft. And they're a little bit nicer. But a lot of different recipes out there. When you get to 310 camp, I call it 310, but a lot of people know it as Gourmet. Gourmet's Village in Outlands. By the end of part 2, if I do a part 2, I might have to just link that. We'll be able to see that. But when you get to Gourmet's Village, you can do some side quests for Gourmet, and he'll teach you a bunch of these different recipes. So these foods have health benefits like increasing run speed, increasing weight carry, a bunch of different stuff like that. There we go. We have our meat is now cooked. Might as well just eat a piece and top off our character. This campfire will just burn itself out over time. I can drag and drop some wood, and in your inventory you'll see flammable, and that's a food item. Flammable. I can drop these different items on here. Like if I drop this campfire on here, you can see it acts like a piece of wood and recharges the fire up. I can extinguish it. If I click allow everyone, that means other people can now reach into this campfire and take things out of it. If I turn that off, the campfire is private. It's only to me. Extinguish puts it out. Alright, let's get over to Vladimir. And alright. For the sake of time, I'm going to cut this couple-minute run out, but we're just running straight over here to Vlad. We shouldn't have to do anything. So tansy flowers, though. Pick up anything that you find. Anything you find, pick it up. That's always a good rule to remember. Those tansy flowers will be important later in the game. But let's save a couple minutes and let me fast forward to when we're over there with Vlad. Alright, so here we are. We can see respawn point has changed. So if we die, we're going to spawn from here. Here's the thing. Station people seem pretty sketchy. Calamus root. What's the problem? Dogs. Yada yada. Alright. So we got the update. So we're going to have to kill 2 dogs and get some calamus root. And to do this, we're going to come over here. There's a house in this swamp. When you read the text, it'll tell you this is where you got to go. Now, up until this point, I haven't fired a single shot. So, I don't know if my revolver's not even loaded. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother loading that Nagant revolver. The thing's useless. Should be a hole in the fence over here somewhere. Yeah, there's the house. There's our hole in the fence. So when we go inside this house, there's going to be a stalker in here we're going to have to talk to. You don't have to go in the house. This is just the area that the calamus root spawns, and there's a pot over here we have to interact with. Yeah, not the 420 kind. I usually just come in here. So why is there like a bunch of footprints? It's kind of new. I don't remember all these footprints being in here like this before. Alright. Come to the back. You see the shed right here. Run around the shed. I'll show you at where. So right over here is the hot spot for the calamus root. But there's a pot you have to put all the stuff in over there at that house. We come out here into the swamp and just start looking around. They'll be pretty obvious like that. See, it'll light up. Got one. Looks like there's a dog right there. We got to kill 2 dogs. But I'm gonna focus on getting the calamus root first. Oh, here we go. We got a dog. And there's okay. He's using a jackknife right now, which is like a folding pocket knife. You can see there's our quest items. As you get better knives, butcher time increases. It is a skill that you can learn to upgrade, but all right, I got all the calamus root I need. I missed. That was embarrassing. But yeah, as you get better knives, unfortunately there's not that many. Your next upgrade from this is a kitchen knife, which is pretty easy to get a hold of. And then the best upgrade besides that is a hunting knife. It'll increase the speed at which you butcher. Alright. Now that we got our ears and our calamus root, let's get back over to that swamp house. We gotta put our calamus root in the pot. Yeah, I know there's a dog chasing me, but I'm just gonna run away from my problems. That's a thing you can do in this game. There we go. They're in. The dogs here are pretty slow. Now, once we put our calamus root in that pot, we have to go to a funky looking tree, which is let's see, I believe it's that tree right there, but it's usually like right in, you know, the this away direction. If we say that there's our pot. Now once we put our stuff in the pot, we can, yeah, it's right there. So we'll just run over here to that tree. And it has to be this specific tree. It's got some calamus growing at the base of it. And we got to go to this one specifically and pick up that piece of calamus, and that's our quest. But it's pretty fast. It's pretty simple. I'm not gonna bother butchering him. It's just, yeah. There's a refrigerator quest you can do as well, where you gotta show up and there might be, you know, there'll be a refrigerator here, and that's a whole separate quest line. I'm not worried about that. That's another way to get out of the zone. But it's the same tree. I'm gonna go back to Vlad and give him this calamus root. He's over here. So here we are back at Vlad. Let's give him all the different crap. Where's it at? Okay, we trade. Let's trade ammo for herbs. A couple of questions. Here's the thing. Okay, about the tonic. I brought the dog ears, brought the calamus fruit. He's gonna ask me to shoot more dogs. I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna be here long enough to do any of that. That's 2 perk points, so I'm gonna have to save. Now, I'm currently not running premium because this account is not a new Steam account, but if I was running premium by using my promo code, like I was talking about earlier, then I would probably already be, what am I, level 4? I'd probably already be like a level 6 or 7 by now if I was using that promo code. So make sure you use it. It's very useful. Get that week of free premium. It'll set you up good. Especially because, you know, like I was saying about the 3 characters, you can make 3 characters, and most people only make 1, and then it's a struggle for them just to get that first character through. But once you get your first character through, and you know the process, especially if you follow this method here, rinse and repeat with the other 2 characters, and run your other 2 characters through as quick as you can. And you want to get them to the train station. The Lubeck train station. Once you get them through the tutorial to the train station, take the character and then strip them down completely naked. Like, take everything off of them. The Nagant revolver, the TOZ, the jacket, pants, all that stuff. And then you can use the postage system there at the vault and mail those items to your main character. And then, you know, now you got 3 TOZs, 3 backpacks. I mean, if you continue those characters and progress them more, and you get the free SKS, the free backpack and stuff like that, and you sell those items as well, within the first day, a couple of hours, you got enough money, you can buy yourself a Mossberg and possibly an AK, you know, depending on how much you're able to flip those items for. Just by creating those 2 extra characters and then burning them down for all their resources. You can delete those characters, and it'll take 7 days. Those characters will delete, and then you can create 2 more characters. But, you know, by that point, you've already progressed so far that extra 50 to 100k rubles for that amount of time, I wouldn't say is very cost effective. But, you know, for your initial push of getting into the game without anybody helping you out, it can be pretty huge. So let's give this huckster here. Now, we got to do a side quest for this huckster. Yeah, I got the tonic. I did the copper wire. But he's going to tell me that I got to get an artifact for him before I can leave. So let me get... he gives us an MGD. We're going to equip it. Going to go down here into our gadget slot. Throw it over here into number 7. Let's make sure it's charged and it's got batteries. We'll click on charge. Gadget's fully charged with the batteries you gave us. Alright. Now, when we come out of the train station, we're going to follow the railroad tracks. We're going to go north, and that's where the anomaly is going to be at. Stay on the train tracks. Set your auto run and go. And yeah, there is auto run. So how it works is when you hit enter to bring up your, you know, chat window and stuff like that, like, have your W key held down. So, like, if I hold W key and let go, you see how, you know, he's going to walk and let go, right? So hold W key, right? And then hit enter and let go of W key. And it's going to lock that W key in the on position. And then we can hit escape to get rid of our menu. And now we can turn our mouse to look whatever way we want to look. and our W key is still being held down. Use your scroll wheel to adjust your speed. So I can scroll forward. He's going to sprint. Scroll back to kind of jog, and I can scroll all the way back to just do a casual walk. And if you want to stop, you just tap your W key and then he'll stop. That works with everything. So like if you W key S, he's going to be, you can lock your character to walk backwards. All right, so we're coming up to our first anomaly here. And we're going to throw rocks at it. Now, by default, I think the default setting is that squiggly line. There she is. I usually change my throw rock. I usually rebind it to V instead of melee. But we'll press 7, bring up our MGD, then we'll hit tab to release our cursor. And we can move this around the screen too. It shows our charge level and the field. And we're going to creep up to the anomaly here, and we can see our artifact pops up on the screen. The artifact's got to be inside of this box to be able to actually pick it up. And our screen's going to start to distort. We're going to pick up some radiation. We want to just get just close enough. You see it lights up red. So now we can grab it. We can either hit the start button, or you can click on the artifact specifically that you want if there's multiples. And then we'll just type in our numbers as it comes across the screen. This is a prototype MGD. It's the only one that moves as slow. The prototype MGD moves a little bit faster. And then a regular MGD moves the fastest. The advantage of the regular MGD over the prototype is it's lighter weight and it doesn't use as many batteries. So it's more cost effective there. But here's our artifact. It's a quest item, but normally this shape of artifact is a screen artifact. As we're coming back, I don't need to unequip the MGD, I don't believe. But you can go over there and check them train cars. Sometimes there's stashes in them. But again, it's usually nothing really worth wasting your time over. Yeah, your luck might be better than mine. My luck is terrible. I don't bother going and looking at those stashes because my luck is pretty terrible. I usually just get a bunch of garbage. I mean, I've heard of people finding nice stuff in stashes before, like a sports bag or an SKS, but I'm never that lucky. And we're pretty much done, so that's it. The tutorial is complete. All we have to do now is go over here, talk to the station huckster. We're going to give him his MGD back, give him the artifact. We got to take this bottle of alcohol we got. We got to give it to the watchman. He's going to, get blasted and give us permission to leave. There you go. All right, so now he tells me to go give the watchman his alcohol. So here's your medicine. Yeah, it's medicine. That's right. Drunken old man ramblings. All right, we come back to our huckster. Yeah, I got the permission. Here's your MGD. Okay, see you. Have a nice day. Now we're out of here. That's it. We're done. So now we're going to go in the opposite direction and run this way. And our guide to the train station will be down here. And that's it. Tutorial complete. I'll show you some things at the train station when we get there. But, yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty much it. You can stay here and you can collect tansy flowers, but, like, they're more of an end game thing. Tansy flowers are used to get rid of, like, parasites for a map called the Black Forest. There's reppies. They're kind of like a hybrid between, like, a porcupine, a wolf, and a hyena type thing. And when they stick you with their porcupine quills, it'll give you this parasite infection, and tansy flowers can help get rid of that. So a lot of other players will buy this stuff. It's really helpful for end game stuff. But you can make a new character at any time. Like I said, you can make a character and delete a character. So if you want a bunch of tansy flowers, you could just create a new character, come here and run around for a little while and collect all the tansy flowers that you want. And there we go. Complete. We're at Lubeck Station. So this is your first kind of real map that you get into in the game where you can interact with other players. And you can, if you have any friends, you can start interacting with your friends. The tutorial maps are kind of isolated. You might see another player in the tutorial maps, but it's usually pretty rare. It's like a smaller, separate server. And you can kind of see how my character is like leaning weird. It's hard to notice for some people, but you see how it looks like he's standing slightly sideways? That's actually a glitch that happens from time to time. So to get rid of that glitch, just click on an item and, you know, go move to backpack, and you'll see... Oh, happened a little quicker there, but yeah, he'll kind of do like a glitch motion, and now he's standing up straight. So if you ever notice your character continues to like cant more and more and he's standing sideways, just click on a piece of item clothing to remove, and then before he fully takes the piece of clothing off, you can cancel that out once you notice the character stand up, right? I mean, you can take it all the way off and put it back on, but that's more time, or you can just cancel it, you know. Talk to this guy here. He's just gonna tell you a couple things about the zone. Don't accidentally shoot in this area. This is a no-no PvP zone, so if you shoot in here, these armed security guards walking around will kill you. Coming to the station, here's Mr. Acid. A bunch of different side quests. Acid here is going to be doing our main quest lines. He's going to get you, you know, head off and talking to Mark. Once you talk to him, it'll highlight. So here's Mark that you got to go talk to next. So, and you're going to have to talk to the Greek. That is a nice feature that they updated, so you can kind of figure out where you need to go. We have a package that we have to drop off to Franklin here. When we look at our inventory, it says package for Franklin. That's where Franklin's at. Go drop that off. Acid's going to give us a quest to talk to Mark, and then I have another video that goes over all of this. It's part 2. I'll link it to this. It's an older video, but they have not changed the beginning part of the quest, so I don't believe they would have changed anything for, you know, beyond. It looks like so for the last couple of years they just haven't changed anything, which is, yeah. Your different traders, these are, you know, early game traders. They're not going to have anything at all. As you get further into the game and you unlock more maps, and you'll meet better traders that have, you know, more higher tier items and things like that. So we got our different clothing technician here. You know, so these guys will clean your guns, repair your clothing. You can do it yourself with weapon cleaning kits and sewing kits and stuff like that. And then over here is going to be our warehouseman. Bar guy, you know, you can buy food and stuff off of him. You can sell things to him as well. Let me see what's on sale. So you got stuff like these items here. This is personal credits. And it's like, okay, well, you know, I got 35 personal credits, so how do I get the 80 personal credits necessary to buy this item? You do that by doing quests. So you can do quests for anybody at this station, and you'll earn station people credits. So if I go over here to clans, so as of right now, the only faction I know of is station people. As you meet different factions, they'll start popping up over here, and you know, these are your different quests that you can do for people at this faction. So if I want station people rep to buy something off of this man or the medic or one of the other characters, then I got to do quests for people at this building. Same thing with, this is the commandant's office. So if I want to get money to buy a Mosin Nagant off of this character here, then I'm going to have to go over and do quests for anybody at the commandant's office to get the commandant's office rep. Warehouse. So here is the vault. Let's see. Open storehouse. Oh yeah, of course I got nothing in here. But postage, this is how we can mail packages to ourselves. We can mail it to different warehouses, things like that. Right here is our warehouse menu. There's nothing in here because we haven't gone to any other maps that have a warehouse. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. I'm sure you have a lot of other questions. I got tons of other content, so if you are like a new player to the game and you want to know more, just go to my channel and you can check out some of my other videos. I've pretty much done a video on everything there is about this game, and if I haven't, there's always a comment section down below, so you can drop a comment down there and I'll try to get back to you. I try to pay attention to it, but it doesn't. Sometimes I get lost and, I'm forgetful. But, yeah, so that's it. Tutorial complete. We're in the second part. Bulletin board right here. In-game player market. Buy, sell things off the other players. This is probably the easiest way to go. If you buy something out of a warehouse that's located somewhere else, you're going to have to go to the vault, mail it to yourself from wherever it happens to be located. It costs money. And if you want to sell something, then you have to go to your vault, and when you right-click on it, list it for sale, and you're able to sell that item out of your warehouse. Early game, you can make some decent money selling quest items. So if I open up my inventory, like I was talking about these tansy flowers, if I'm trying to make money as an early game player here, and I collect a bunch of tansy flowers, I can immediately walk right here to this vault. I can go in here, throw my tansy flowers in here, right-click on it, hit sell. Check the board, reference what items you're selling for, so you know that you're not asking too much, so you're wasting money, because there's a whole commission thing. And you can sell items and get some money back, but... Yep, so... yeah, so... I mean, like I said, comment down below if you need anything. I'll try to get to you, answer whatever questions I can. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around to the end. And I'll see you on the next one.